Drive a right-winger crazy. Help build a home of progressives by becoming a TYT member. Click the link in the description box below.
CNN's chief White House correspondent Jim Acosta has lost his press credentials and will no longer be able to report on the White House or Donald Trump's administration from the press pool. Now, the Trump administration has claimed that they have suspended his credentials indefinitely. We're uncertain as to whether or not he will get those credentials back. But this all stems from an interaction that he had with Trump during Trump's press conference yesterday. Now, during that press conference, Acosta wanted to essentially ask Trump why he refers to the migrant caravan as an invasion, because they are not attempting to invade. They are attempting to come into the country through a port of entry and go through the process of seeking asylum. But Trump was fear-mongering about them prior to the midterm elections to drum up his base. And so at that point, Trump wanted to dismiss him. A press aide came in and tried to grab the microphone from Jim Acosta. And today, it appears that Sarah Huckabee Sanders has shared a doctored video of the microphone struggle in an effort to justify taking Acosta's press credentials away. So first, I want to go to video 9 where Acosta talks about getting these press credentials revoked.
I saw the statement on my phone from Sarah Sanders that my press credentials were being revoked. I thought, well, maybe I'll get inside the White House for one more live shot on your show. And at that point, I was simply blocked from entering the facility. As a matter of fact, there was an officer who stood in front of the doorway to the security booth that I've gone through every day for the last, or every working day that I come to the White House for the last 5 years. So it was a pretty surreal experience. I mean, I never thought in this country that I wouldn't be able to go and cover the President of the United States simply because I was trying to ask a question.
So this is crazy. I mean, because it's not just about Jim Acosta. It's about the president basically sending a message to anyone who wants to do any form of real journalism. If you challenge me, if you try to hold me accountable, if you try to do your job as a journalist, I will retaliate. And so he's the White House reporter. He's getting his press credentials taken away. He could lose his job over this. And he was simply doing his job, and he was respectful. The press aide tried to take the microphone away. He did not put his hands on her. But when Sarah Huckabee Sanders shared a video that was edited, and by the way, the video originated from someone affiliated with InfoWars, she tried to make it seem as though, oh no, I mean, he went too far. He got physical with his press aide. No, he didn't. We all saw the original video, which we'll get to in just a minute. But the interaction that Acosta had yesterday was with a Secret Service person who basically gave him the bad news. I want to quickly share that with you, and then we'll go to the doctored video.
Why do you mind? I mean,
I was just told to do it.
Okay, well, I have every right to record this. This is Jim Acosta. I am in front of the White House. Secret Service officer is asking for my hard pass. Obviously, no hard feelings to the officer, but I am now giving my hard pass to the Secret Service. So, do you want to take it off the lanyard there? Or? Sure.
It's been here for a while, huh?
Well, yeah, I've been working at the White House for 5 years, covering 2 administrations. So, yeah, it's been in that thing for a while.
Awesome. I'm gonna put this back here for you.
All right. Thank you for your service, officer.
Okay.
So here we are. We say third world country, but a lot of third world countries do a lot better than this. So the president didn't like your question. You're banned.
That's crazy. It's crazy. And for anyone aiding and abetting that type of behavior, you don't believe in democracy. You don't believe in our Constitution. You don't believe in freedom of the press. You are nothing but a propagandist and a mouthpiece for Donald Trump, which is disgusting.
Oh yeah, I care so much about the First Amendment, free speech. That's the thing I care most about. Don't let that guy speak. Get him out of the White House. He's asked a politically incorrect question to the president. All the right wing are giant, ridiculous hypocrites.
So let's go to the doctored video. So Sarah Huckabee Sanders had tweeted the justification for revoking Jim Acosta's press credentials. She said, quote, "We will never tolerate a reporter placing his hands on a young woman just trying to do her job as a White House intern. This conduct is completely unacceptable." Okay. Well, there was a video editor who wanted to show that the video that Sarah Huckabee Sanders had shared on Twitter was doctored. Raphael Shamunov, he said that he took the White House video and then he tinted it red, made transparent over original. So what we're gonna show you is gonna be his proof that it was doctored, okay? Red is when someone doctored video speed. So whoever did this doctored video sped it up to make it appear as if the interaction was more aggressive than it really was. It made it look like possibly Acosta had touched her. None of that really happens, and you're gonna see it in just a second. It was sped up to make Jim Acosta's motion look like a chop, and that is not what he actually did. He said, "I've edited for 15 plus years. The White House shared a doctored video." So again, you're gonna see the red portion. That is the part that's being specified by this video editor. Let's take a look.
The other folks
That's enough.
Pardon me, ma'am. Mr. President, it's one of the other folks.
That's enough.
Pardon me, ma'am. Mr. President, it's one of the other folks.
That's enough.
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 Okay, so again, it's edited in a way to make it seem like he's trying to chop her hand, but he didn't actually do that. And then I wanted to slow it down for you guys a little more so you can see what the doctored video is, video 18.
And Brian Stelter of CNN asked the White House, surely you don't trust InfoWars?
Of course they do.
Of course they do. Trump has said that Alex Jones has a really good show. He went on InfoWars. We move past that because there's a million controversies, right? And it wasn't even a controversy. Everybody's like, oh yeah, that's normal. If Obama went on a left-wing conspiracy website that said that, name it, that 9/11 was a hoax, that Sandy Hook was a hoax, et cetera, he'd have congressional hearings, it'd be an outrage, it would have been, nonstop. Trump goes on with a lunatic. They're like, yeah, of course, yeah, that makes sense. They use InfoWars videos to ban the press. I mean, get a load of that irony. They're like, oh, poor Alex Jones. I mean, he threatened violence on people and he was removed. What's going on with free speech? We have to defend Alex Jones' free speech rights. He should be able to call for other people being hurt violently. And then they use his video to block the free speech and press rights of Jim Acosta. Yeah. How's that for irony?
No, but also think about this for a second. They just revoked the press credentials from a man who was doing his job, who did not physically assault anyone. They shared a doctored video to make the case that he assaulted someone when in reality he did not. Meanwhile, how many right-wing terrorists carried out real acts of violence in this country, and what have they done about that? Right? Those people are putting all of our lives in jeopardy. Has the White House done anything about that? No, if anything, Trump has actually encouraged more violence, and he encouraged violence when he gave a huge round of applause to Gianforte for assaulting a journalist. He continues to call CNN enemy of the people. In fact, he did it during that interaction with Jim Acosta. Remember, CNN received 2 of those pipe bombs.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. We're really having a conversation about violence right now? Because the only people who are really supporting and condoning violence are the people who are associated with the White House.
And I hadn't thought of it that way. Imagine if a left-winger had sent 2 bombs to Fox News. And a couple of weeks later, Obama was like, yeah, I'm gonna use doctored video pretending that Fox News does violence to ban them from the White House. After they actually got bombs in the mail. Well, people would have lost their minds. And by the way, justifiably so. In the case of, if they'd just been bombed and you do false charges of violence against them, right, to ban them. Mm-hmm. But Trump does it and we're done with it, and it goes on and Acosta's banned and they lied and they used doctored video and we're just used to it. They're one side's total liars and it is what it is. What can we do?
If you support this, you do not believe in democracy, you do not understand our Constitution or care to protect it. You can't have the president retaliate against journalists for doing their jobs.
And you don't believe in the First Amendment, so stop pretending. Like what you see? Click the subscribe button below and don't forget to ring the bell to never miss another video from the Young Turks.